everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is well. Today I have a pretty fun video. I'm going to be showing you how I create my DIY reptile backgrounds. The one I'm making today is actually one I was commissioned to do, and it is going to be for one of the baby crested geckos that I actually bred last summer. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys how I do it, so let's get right on into it. And just before we start, please make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. The link will be in the description. Thanks, guys. Okay, so here is the list of supplies that I use to make this background. These are all items I like to use. Do your own research, decide what you want to use, but these are things that I like. So first up, I'm getting my gloves ready. It's really not good to get any of the silicone or the spray foam on your hands. It's really difficult to get out, so make sure you're wearing gloves. And here is the spray foam. I choose to use the black colored spray foam just because if any of the spray foam shows through after the background is finished, the black looks a lot better than the yellow. So right here I am just disinfecting the back of the cage so that the foam has a good surface to stick on. I'm just using a chlorhexidine and water solution. So now I am putting on my gloves and getting ready to put on the spray foam. Basically what I'm doing is just covering the complete back of this cage, and as you can see, this cage is a bit of a different shape than most normal reptile cages are. It's actually really cool. But basically I'm going to be doing the back center panel of this cage and then doing some vines coming off the side of it just to give it a little bit more dimension and kind of more of a natural look. Add extra spray foam to any areas that you want to create a ledge or anything like that. Right here in the center I am going to be creating a ledge, so I just put a kind of pile of spray foam, and then after it cures we're going to carve it out. Okay, so it has been well over 24 hours. The spray foam has expanded and cured. So I'm using an X-Acto knife and kind of chipping off the shiny layer of the spray foam. Basically what you want to do in this step is carve out the different texture, shape you want, and also you want to create a surface that the silicone and the bedding will stick to for the outer look. So the shiny parts, they gotta go because it's really hard for silicone to stick to them. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing here. You can see in the center part of the cage, I created a little ledge. You can also create plant pots or plant holders. You can create all different types of things with the foam. I decided to go for a ledge because crested geckos are arboreal, and so I thought it would be a nice little place for the gecko to sit. Okay, so this part is completely optional, and this is something that I wanted to try. And basically what I'm doing is I am going to be painting on some faux moss with just acrylic paint. I'm mixing together a couple of different greens and blues to kind of create a natural look. And then what I'm going to do once it all dries is layer the silicone on and then place the bedding over top, but let some of the faux moss kind of stick through to give it a more natural appearance and to break up the brown color that the bedding will give the background. So another thing I did in order to give the faux moss a bit more of a natural appearance is add sand to it. So this is just natural play sand, and I use this in my beddings just to give it more depth and things like that. And all I'm doing is just mixing the sand right in with the paint, and it gives it kind of a chunky look, and in my opinion it makes it look a little bit more natural. Okay, so here is what the cage looks like after I finish painting it. I'm going to let the paint completely dry for a couple hours, and then in the next clip I'm going to be starting to silicone and apply bedding. Okay, so for the silicone, please make sure to wear gloves. It will get on your hands and be impossible to get off. I've learned that from experience. And basically what I'm doing is putting on a thick layer of 100% silicone, and I'm going to be leaving some of the painted areas exposed, meaning that I'm going to cover them in silicone but not add bedding over top of them in order to have some of that green poke through to look like moss. And once I've applied silicone to the top half of the cage, I am applying dried coconut fiber. You can use pretty much any bedding that is dry, that is able to be moist. So things like dirt and other safe reptile beddings, I wouldn't use like aspen or anything like that because it'll get moldy. I am propping open the door of the cage with a toilet paper roll thing, just in case you're wondering. I just didn't want to put too much stress on the cage door, but now I am doing the lower half of the cage and doing the same process. Okay, so here is the cage, and I know this is a bit of a jump. I have finished the cage at this point. I just had to add fine details the next day, and it was really hard to film. So I'm going to just walk you guys through what I did to get this final look. So basically, after the cage had fully cured and the silicone was dry, I vacuumed out the excess bedding and stood the cage up. And then all I did was add a little bit of moss. I just took little bits of silicone and added a little bit of moss, as well as a few river rocks, which I will be showing the package to you in upcoming clips. You can see what I used. I also used sprinkles of play sand just to get more of a natural look. And that's basically everything I did. I did add a little bit more paint and just kind of fill in any areas that didn't get covered the first time. The only thing I did after I painted again was I did always make sure to cover the paint with silicone again. Here's the sand that I use. Like I said, it's just regular play sand, and I just sprinkled it on different areas in order to give it more dimension and more of a natural look. And here are the river rocks I used. I literally got them at the dollar store, put silicone on the back of them, and stuck them in place. And yeah, here is the final look. I hope you guys love it. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. It's pretty simple, it's just very time consuming. Okay guys, that is it for me today. I will try to get some pictures of this cage once the new owners set it all up. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, all the things, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!